Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. That last broadcast was obviously a rebroadcast. It was from before Thanksgiving. But if you get a chance, go to True Grits Restaurant. The food we were talking about is still good. Just because the information regarding Thanksgiving was no longer any good.
Yeah.
Hey, but we do have a way to use that as a segue to what we're about to speak about right now. And we are always talking about ways to eat in a way that is maybe healthier than other ways. And one of the things, though, that doesn't really get brought up much is how it affects our eyes. You think about your eating in your heart, right? Or your eating in your vascular system, right? Or your digestive system, obviously. But your eyes actually are affected by what you eat, too. I don't have the information, but Meridan Zerner does. She's on the phone. She's a registered and licensed dietitian, board certified in sports nutrition, board certified specialist in sports dietetics. And she's going to tell us about ways to eat certain foods and practice good eye habits, including some eye exercises. So it sounds like we're going to talk about your eyes in general. So let's find out what we can do, maybe also find out what we shouldn't do. And let's see right now. Meridan Zerner. Good morning, Meridan. Thank you for waiting so patiently for us.
Oh, good morning. Absolutely. Happy to wait because if it gives me a chance to talk about something I'm quite passionate about, absolutely, I would wait for hours.
All right. Where are you right now?
I am in Dallas, Texas, which is the home of the Cooper Clinic, the Cooper Aerobics Center, founded by Ken Cooper, who's considered the father of aerobics, like the father of this preventive heart health concept.
Oh, really? Okay. Now, every once in a while we hear the scary thing about diabetes stealing our eyes. So what's it, diabetic retinopathy, I think, is that what it's called?
That is correct. And
is that part of this eating healthy? Like if we eat too much sweets, we could go blind? Or am I reading too much into it?
Well, no, it's more that's a delightful oversimplification.
Okay.
But it's more that I think to really recognize the power of better nutrition and even some small changes that folks can make that, yes, could have a direct impact on our weight, our waistline. We think about that this time of year and certainly in the new year. But some of these smaller bits and pieces, like our eye health, that kind of go by the wayside. We don't really think about that when, gosh, if we could make a few small changes now, you would be set up so nicely in a couple years.
Now, I think one thing we probably all heard all of our lives is that carrots are good for our eyes. And I feel like I've read or heard that fish is good for your eyes. I could be wrong about that. Am I on the right track, or is there a whole load of stuff that's good for our eyes?
Well, there's a whole load of stuff, and what's so fabulous is you've got these 40,000 elements we find in food, and they're very interactive in this integrated circuit that is our body. You're right about the carrots in that they come from a carotenoid family. That's just a phytochemical family, these little nutrients that are in it. However, what we're finding in the carrot is that the beta-carotene, which we think about, is not near as effective as these two other phytochemicals called lutein and zeaxanthin. Those are much better absorbed, much better utilized, and incredibly protective in the retina of the eye. And you can find those in, obviously, real food, which most dietitians are totally going to promote.
Right.
And so the foods you would find them in are, say, kale, spinach, turnip greens, romaine lettuce, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. Fantastic food choices. I will tell you, though, just as a point of reality, many of my clients really don't eat enough of those or frequently enough to get the benefits.
Right. Is it, this is, I don't know where I got this from, but keep in mind, we speak to a lot of people doing this show, so it might have come from a guest or even a listener. But somewhere in the back of my mind, I remember hearing that if you eat, if your plate is more colorful, then your ability to see colors will actually be healthier. Is that true?
Well, it has something to do with your the clarity of your vision, certainly, and kind of protecting the vision as it is now. And so UV light damages our eyes. What's really more interesting and concerning to me right now is the blue light that comes from all of our screens.
Oh.
So I've got, even little people who are looking at iPads and iPhones to play games and things like that constantly, which absolutely is problematic for our vision. According to one study I'm thinking of by the Council for Research Excellence, folks were spending 9.5 hours, 9.5 hours a day in front of a screen, which leads to eye strain, blurred vision, and ultimately kind of setting people up for eye issues way earlier than we would have usually seen them.
Really? So what do we do? Are there filters? Like, are there eyeglasses that have a filter on them that protect us from that, or do we just need to get away from the computer?
Well, kind of all of the above. Honestly, your first best line of defense are going to be those deep, dark green foods I mentioned. And the reality is, again, for the folks that aren't liking vegetables, who aren't eating that daily, the Cooper Clinic really recommends supplementation. We want precise supplementation. You can get a phenomenal, supplement that includes the omega-3 you mentioned earlier, which is great for eyes, the lutein and the zeaxanthin that I mentioned, and often a vitamin D. Like, we have a performance supplement that includes the D, the omega-3, and those two lutein and zeaxanthin. I would strongly encourage people to use that as a better line of defense. And then you look closely at, gosh, can we look away from the screen? Can you remember this maybe, 20-20-20, right? We think of 20/20 vision.
Right.
20-20-20. So every 20 minutes, you're going to look away from the screen 20 feet away for 20 seconds and just work on challenging the muscles that allow us to see far, in addition to the ones that you're looking at on the screen where you're just focusing close to you. So 20-20-20 exercises, incredibly helpful. There are little eyeball, quote-unquote, workouts that you can do where you roll your eyes clockwise and then you blink hard and then you roll it counterclockwise and blink with intensity, and you can do that
That's
5
hard.
times.
Oh wow! So I'm actually
that's hard.
So I'm actually wait a minute. I just realized I'm helping all the pretty women that I know because every time I walk up and say something complimentary, they all roll their eyes. I'm actually helping.
There you go.
I'm helping all of them.
Yes, you are.
I'll tell you, Larry, if anyone has ever said the cup is half full, that's just your line right there.
You talk about green tea being good for the tears in your eyes. I had not heard that before.
Well, yeah, and the bottom line is overall hydration, and you can be well hydrated through lots of avenues. Certainly water is a good one. But when we look at green tea, it has these wonderful catechins, these phytochemicals that are in the tea leaf itself that happen to be rich in lutein and zeaxanthin and a few other elements that are anti-inflammatory. And that helps defend the eye. It helps prevent this age-onset macular degeneration and possibly even decrease our risk of cataracts. Keep in mind, though, that when people think about cataracts and eye issues, they're thinking about elderly folk. Well, we want to be thinking about this and getting our first eye exam around age 40. And now think prevention or proactivity. I really think my 20s and 30-year-olds who are on the screen all the time, now is the time. Now is the time to get going on that supplement or add in more leafy greens so that we don't have to do some follow-up or sort of regroup with the issue once they're in their 40s.
I've heard this about kale before. Kale is, I don't even know if I've ever even eaten kale.
Yeah, I don't think I have.
Where do you get a kale? I guess I just don't know where to look. I get spinach. I don't know where kale.
Yeah, I love spinach.
Kale's a powerhouse. It is a powerhouse.
Where do you get it?
I would say it's a...
Just got to look for it, I guess, huh?
Yes, and it's a dark leafy green. You would recognize it maybe only in my day, it was really just used as a garnish because it was so pretty.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So I want you to eat the garnish.
Now, real quickly, I know we're just a short interview today, but when we talk about exercise for the eyes, are the other exercises, because you mentioned aerobics earlier, are they the aerobics, the whole body exercises, also good for the eyes?
Indeed, and in a direct and indirect pathway. So you mentioned the retinopathy that comes with diabetes and certainly prediabetes. We kind of are concerned there. And exercise is the number one tool to manage the blood sugar, and those blood sugar issues in turn are problematic for the eye. So all said and done, if we're moving a little more, and mind you, I'm not talking about boot camp 5 times a week or running a marathon, truly just not sitting as much as we do, or those 10 minutes of movement that burn 100 calories, which helps us lose 10 pounds in a year. Like, that's powerful. Has a direct impact on the eye health.
Meridan, Zerner, I want to make sure that our listeners can look up more information. So before we go, do you have a website you can leave us with?
Absolutely, that has lots of information, lots of ideas, lots of the things we just talked about. www.coopercomplete.com. So www.coopercomplete.com is the best place to go.
All right, and just one more thing. I'm looking at your photograph, and I'm not telling you this because I'm creepy. I'm telling you this for your eyes. You are beautiful.
Yes.
Oh, happy holidays.
Did you hear her eyes?
I
Did you hear
I
her
heard
eyes?
her eyes,
They
yeah.
just rolled. I heard her eyes roll. I'm teasing. No, I'm not teasing. You are beautiful.
Yes.
Meridan, thank you. Have a great Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, thank you for being on the air with us and giving us some good information.
Yes, happy holidays to you and all your listeners.
Thank you. All right, we'll take a break and be right back.
Habitat for Humanity of Marion County is a ministry dedicated to improving lives by providing affordable and decent housing. Help them help others by visiting the Habitat for Humanity Ocala home store on Northwest 27th Avenue. To schedule a donation, give them a call and they'll come and pick it up. For more information, visit habitatocala.org. Habitat for Humanity of Marion County, building homes, building hope, building community.
This is Wendy and Will of Dex Imaging. By now, you might be tired of hearing us talk about Dex. So instead of us telling you how much Dex can save you on your copier costs and how we can help your office be more efficient, we thought we'd let Judy tell you.
Hi, I'm Judy, the office manager of Graper Facial Institute here in Gainesville. We operate 8 medical offices, so I was looking for a document management system that would copy, scan, print, and share documents among all of our locations, but something that was within our budget. Dex Imaging recommended a Kyocera with their Index solution. It's been amazing. This machine does everything we need it to, including a direct scan into our current electronic medical record software. Dex even trained us on how to use it. Dex has been a tremendous help in making our practice and my job more efficient.
Thanks, Judy. And remember, call Dex Imaging today for a free workflow analysis to find out how you can save 20 to 30% on your copying and document management needs, just like Graper Facial Institute. Dex Imaging, 352-224-1816. That's 224-1816.
This holiday service announcement brought to you by Ocala Aviation and your friends here at this station.
Let me ask you a question. Are you a bad Santa? Do people cringe before they open your presents? Has re-gifting your gifts become a holiday tradition? Well, you're not alone. According to the internet, someone somewhere did a survey, and it turns out 6 out of 10 gift givers are labeled as bad Santas. If you or someone you love has been diagnosed as a bad Santa, don't despair. There is a cure. It's not a pill or an elixir. We couldn't bottle it even if we tried. So what is this miracle cure for bad Santa?